children, welcome back to your channel. Hey Kalpna ma'am. Finally I'm back after a bedtime break. Yes. So this time again we are going to come up with grammar videos, that is the adjective as a topic. Not to worry children, I know you're getting confused. Already ma'am you have made the video for adjectives. Yes, but this particular video is especially for the children from international school and Icse syllabus. So I've taken only the topics from that particular grade here. That's a grade 8. Okay, so not to worry. But anyhow, obviously grammar, adjective is a grammar, right? So grammar topics are always useful, right? So whichever is important for you, can fetch that up from the video. Okay, dear. Let's go ahead. Yeah. What are adjectives? Adjectives are nothing but they are describing words. We all know that. But what do they describe? They describe the noun. What is a noun? You know noun, then only you can talk about the definition as describing. They describe the noun. Then only you can talk about the function, right? Isn't it? What are noun? Person, place, thing, animal, quality. All these are nouns, right? Isn't it? So now, as of now, we are talking about an animal. Which animal, dear? Tiger, right? So how is the tiger? The tiger is ferocious. Can you see the picture? So angrily looking out for a prey. It's so hungry, right? It's looking for its prey. So how is the tiger? The tiger is ferocious. Wherein the word ferocious is nothing but it serves as a adjective here. And tiger is nothing but it's a noun, right? Okay, let's go ahead. Next comes the next topic is forms of adjective. Why do we use the forms of adjective? Why do we need that? What's the purpose? The forms of adjectives are used to compare things. When it comes to compare things, again there's a confusion. I mean, there's a categorization here. See, when you compare two things or two nouns, then you use the word called comparative adjective, right? Okay, but when you compare more than two things, more than two nouns, then it becomes a superlative adjective. Okay, so now how do you segregate them as comparative and superlative? Comparative means two. Comparison will be between two. Okay. Superlative means more than two. So what do you use? So when it comes to comparative, you use er as a after the word. Now large is the word. Can you see children? Large is the word. So after the word large, what you're supposed to use? You're supposed to use er. Now again you'll say, ma'am, er you said, but again after large e, it has to be er. No, if you add er next to e is already there. So it should not double up here. Okay. So that's the reason e is removed. You just think e is removed and er. Single r will be followed. Okay. Now another way of comparing is when you compare certain, you know what, in grammar we need to stick on to certain rules and regulations, dear. We can't go by our own flow, dear. Huh? So when it comes to beautiful, you can't say beautifuler. You can't say that. So what is the term that we use? What is the prefix that we add? It's more beautiful. But when it comes to adding er, that's added as a suffix. Here, more is added as a prefix to the word beautiful. Got it? Now coming to superlative degree. Once again, I would like to give a recap. Superlative degree, why do we use? We use to compare more than two adjectives. Got it? See, more than two nouns you compare. That is when the superlative adjective is used. Got it, dear? So now see, same word, large. Large becomes largest. More than two. So what do you add? You add est as a suffix. Again, is large is large. Again, e shouldn't get repeated. So that's the reason you have omitted that e and added est. Got it, children? Huh? The same way, for certain words, there are certain specifications too. Okay. So beautiful, it will not be beautifulest. That's wrong. That's wrong, dear. Right? So for beautiful, it will be most beautiful. Got it? Yes, I know you're smart enough. You would have got it by now. Okay, now next topic is nouns as adjectives. Nouns as adjectives. Now here what happens? The adjectives doubles up. How? Let's see. Educational department. It's a department. But what sort of department that is? That's an educational department. See? The nouns are getting double. This educational and department. See here? Educational means it actually defines, it describes the adjective. It describes the noun. What is a noun? Department is a noun, right? So you need more specification. You will describe things, give the details more briefly, more clearly, right? So that's why it's educational department. Whereas education is the adjective which helps the noun to describe it more precisely, right? So educational is an adjective, okay? And the same way cotton saree. Second example is cotton saree. Saree, there are n number of qualities in sarees, dear. Silk saree is there, cotton saree is there, right? Isn't it? So the same way, here, this is what saree? Cotton saree. So it's describing the saree, what sort of saree it is. Got it? So that's why it's called nouns as adjectives. Next we have position of adjectives. It's very important to know the proper positioning of the adjectives here. The placement of the adjectives are very important. Now, for example, see again when it comes to position, what we are adding the adjectives to? We are adding it to the noun, right? Isn't it? So position means either it has to be before or after. But we know one thing very clearly. Pre-board, pre-exam, that means before. But here, children, point to be noted, here that funda doesn't follow at all. It's contrast. See, when it comes to attributive adjective, pre means before. But here, pre means that funda doesn't follow at all. It's wrong. When it comes to adjectives, attributive adjective means after. How you remember? A for after. That's how you have to remember. A for after. Okay? Predicative adjective. That means before, pre-board. Got it? Got it, dear? Got it or not? P for pre-board. But, what did I say? That funda doesn't get applied at all. Here, even though A is after, but still, it's on. The funda is full cross legs. Even though if it's A for after, but still, the adjective comes before the noun. And even though P is pre-board, before, but the adjective comes after the noun. Let's understand through examples. Very first example is empty nest. Nest is a noun, empty is an adjective. But where did the adjective come? Does it come before or after? A means after, but what did I say? Cross legs, right? So if after is not supposed to be followed, then what is the cross leg of after? Before, right? So see, before the noun, the adjective has been followed. That's why it's called attributive adjective. Got it? Now, vice versa. The second kind, let's have a look. Second is predicative adjective. Pre means before, but cross legs, remember. Okay, so pre means even though it's before, but the adjective gets added after the noun. After the noun, dear. See, the nest is empty. Nest is what? It's a noun, right? Right? Isn't it, children? Now, empty is what? It's an adjective. So, where did the adjective follow? It's followed exactly after the noun. Got it, dear? Next comes do's and don'ts. Very important thing to be followed. See, specific. There are certain specifications to be followed when it comes to attributive adjective and predicative adjective. We know. Attributive adjective means what? They fall. You remember this symbol, cross. A means after. You are not supposed to follow that. So it will come before the noun. P means pre, means before. But you are not going to follow that. That's wrong. So it will follow after the noun. Right? We already know that. Now let's see few specifications here. See, attributive adjective. Chess tournament. Chess tournament. It's a tournament. But which tournament? It's a chess tournament. You cannot say tournament of the chess. If you say, then it's wrong. Got it? Yeah, that's incorrect. The same way, predicative adjective. We know it comes after only, right? Isn't it? Now here, see, the twins are alike. The sentence talks about the noun twins, right? Isn't it? How are they? They are alike. But you cannot say they are alike twins. That's incorrect. Okay? So there are certain specifications that needs to be followed in the grammar. Okay? So we are not supposed to bend and bend the rules when it comes to the grammar session. Okay? Now coming to the next topic is order of adjective. You know what? In times what we do, we describe a particular noun using two or more adjectives. But that's not the right way. By doing that, you're messing up the sentence. Okay, so strictly always stick on to only two adjectives, not more than that. Got it? Huh? Now you have to pick and choose which adjective you want to use. When I say two, you need to follow the rules. First will be determiner. It will be a, and, both, right? So n number of things will be there in the determiner here. When we consider the topic determiner, at that time we'll learn in detail. Okay, now as of the sentence will begin from a or an. Correct? Isn't it? So let's consider a. Okay. Now, second thing is opinion. What do you feel? How is it? It's lovely, it's cute, it's pretty. Size. You describe the size. You describe the quality, how it is. It's quiet. By nature. Age. Is it old or young? The shape. Describe a particular thing by a shape. Color. Then origin. Belongs to which origin? It's Indian or Chinese or Swiss, right? Material. You're talking about a thing. Is it wooden? It's made of wood or plastic or whatsoever. Then last comes purpose. That's used for what? Circle is used for what? It's used for farming. Right? Isn't it? Huh? The spade is used for what? It's used for farming. Right? So when you compare two particular, when you actually talk about describe a noun, then at that time what happens? You actually describe it using two adjectives. Then you need to follow a sequence. Either you talk about the color or you talk about the and you talk about the size. You talk about the age or you talk about your opinion. But you need to follow this 1 to 9 pattern here. Got it? See ya. Example is a lovely old white wooden cottage. See? A is nothing but determiner. Lovely is your opinion. It's your opinion. And how is it? Old. Old and white. Old is what? Old is the age. White is what? Color. So what's the number of old? Number 5. And color is number 7. So you cannot say white old. That's incorrect. Got it? That means you're not going through the rules. You're not following the rules. Got it? So old, white, wooden cottage. Wooden is what? It's a material. It's a material. See? So you can't say wooden, old, small, lovely dog. You can't say. That's incorrect. So you need to, when you follow this particular sequence, this particular order, this pattern, then you will never be wrong. You'll always be correct. Okay, got it? Now let's go to the next topic. Saying participial adjectives. What are they? How do you identify them? the words that have the ed and ing form of the noun is called participial adjectives. Okay, now for example, the word is annoy. You add ed, then it becomes, it's nothing but participial adjective. Annoy, you add ing, it becomes participial adjective. Okay, now role of participial adjective. What do they do? What do they do? They either show their effect on us, on others, on a particular thing. Okay, they show the effect on something, or else they show the comparison. Now see, how was the film? It was an entertaining film. How was the movie? It was a romantic movie. So when you talk about romantic, there are n number of romantic movies. So you compare it, saying that it's a romantic movie. It's an entertaining film, right? Isn't it? So that's comparison. See, and when you talk about, see here, the next sentence is the listeners were inspired. That means the effect on something. The effect of the movie on the listeners, how was it? It inspired them. Got it? Huh? So finally we are done with the topic. I hope you understood, children. Have a great day. Bye-bye.